Aloha and welcome to the Murph's Place 808 for the Love of Golf podcast. I'm your host, Murph. I hope everybody's had a good couple of weeks out there. I've had a pretty busy couple of weeks. Had my son and his girlfriend here visiting this past week, which was awesome. After they left, I had a dog sitting chore to attend to for another 10 days. So it's been pretty busy. A lot of things been going on. Got some great news to share here in the podcast. It's going to be coming a little bit later, not right away. I can't give it away this quick. But things have been going good. I hope you guys are doing well. Everybody's staying safe. Hope everybody's back to playing some golf. I know the weather's starting to break on the mainland on the East Coast, and some people are getting out and getting some rounds in. So hopefully the rest of you are getting some golf in and having a good time and staying safe and enjoying yourselves. Let's get into Fia. Obviously, nothing has changed. Joe P is still the champ. We had Mother's Day this past weekend, so I know that I was tied up, like I said, with the dog sitting chores, and I know Joe and Chris talked about playing. I believe they may have played, but I don't know if Kavika was in on that. So to get the belt or to win the belt, you have to have at least three players. So I don't know if they had a third, and if they didn't, then obviously Joe retains the belt. So next week, hopefully we'll be back playing on Sunday. I got a couple tournaments coming up, so I definitely need to get some practice in. The Beach Boys, last week they played Royal Kania. I obviously didn't get to play because my son was in town. They said Royal Kania was good. They had a good time there. This week we played Coral Creek. Coral Creek, I tell you, it's been in pretty good shape the last couple of times I played it. I know that there are bunkers. Now, their fairway bunkers, they're changing those all into grass bunkers. Or not bunkers, but they're going to let the grass grow, and they're not going to be sand bunkers any longer. So they're kind of in the process right now of going through that. So there's some sand in them, but a lot of grass. So all of the fairway bunkers are considered ground under repair, so you get relief from that. And they still have the sand. They still have the bunkers up around all the greens. So we played Coral Creek. Like I said, it was in pretty good shape. I thought the greens were okay. I know a couple guys thought that they weren't bad, but they weren't as fast as what they could have been. But they weren't too bad for me. I liked them. So I didn't play great. I shot 80. Dan wasn't there. Shep wasn't there. Shep hates Coral Creek. He does not like playing it. But not only that, he has a slight wrist injury. He injured it last week on a root or something he hit, and it hasn't been feeling right. And we played Saturday. We had a VGA tournament at Eva Beach, and he was playing, and I don't even know that he finished the tournament. I think he ended up withdrawing either on the 16th or 17th hole or something like that. But he would move his wrist around, and you could hear it just crunching inside. So I don't know if I think it might be either a ligament or a tendon that he has damage to, strained or stretched. I don't think it's broken. He doesn't think, he's been moving around. He taped it up for the tournament on Saturday, but so he's kind of out of action. He didn't play today. Dan didn't play today. I think he's off island, one of the neighbor islands for a work. So it was just myself and Troy out of the four horsemen that normally compete against each other, and giving strokes to Troy and Shep. I got to give those guys 11 strokes. Today I had to give them 11 strokes. So the back or front nine, I was up 2 because he pressed, and he got a stroke on the 9th hole, or we started on the back first. So on 18, he got a stroke on 18 and ended up beating me on the hole. So he broke even. And then on the back 9, he went up on me, and he was up 2 or 3, and I pressed him, and we tied. So, needless to say, I lost $10 to him as far as the match goes. Then I lost a little more on the Murph points. He played pretty good on the Murph, had 3 out of the 4 greenies. And so I end up having to pay Troy. So he won. Fine. Well, I shouldn't say finally. I've been beating him the last couple of times, but he did beat me the last 2 times. So, meaning today and Saturday. Congrats to Troy on winning. And we always got to give each other crap. We call each other all the time. He called me today. He called me today and he was like, "Hey, are you all right?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Well, after that whooping you took today, I didn't want you to, if you need somebody to talk to or whatever." I'm like, "Shut up, man." We're always giving each other crap. So all 3 of us, actually, all 4. Well, Dan doesn't talk too much crap. He's pretty quiet about his game. He lets his game do the talking. But Troy, myself, and Shep, we always got to run our mouths to each other. So anyhow, next week, Beach Boys, we're at Mililani Golf Club. I will not be playing at Mililani because we have the U.S. Senior Open qualifier at Waikele Country Club, or I think it's Waikele Golf Club. Dan will also be playing in this. This will be his first year. I've played in it several times, but he'll be playing. And it's kind of cool because Troy and Shep are going to caddy for us. So Troy's going to caddy for Dan. Shep's going to caddy for me. And I'm sure that there will be some type of wager as to which team finishes best in the tournament. So stand by for that. We'll talk about that next week when this qualifier is over. It's going to happen on Monday, like I said, at Waikele Country Club. That will be the first time that it's going to be played at Waikele. Since we're talking about that, let's get into that. The Hawaii State Golf Association U.S. Senior, it's really a USGA qualifier, but it's the U.S. Senior Open qualifier. If you qualify here, you end up going and playing on the mainland in the championship. Obviously, you'll be playing with a lot of pros. There's been quite a few guys that came from here and went and played there. One of them was Stan Souza. And Stan, what it was cool about Stan was he ended up making a hole-in-one the year he went. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. He won. He ended up winning making a hole-in-one in the U.S. Senior Open Championship. So that was pretty cool. Normally, somewhere around even par will either win the qualifier here or get you into a playoff, because there'll be a couple of people that shoot par. Waikele, like I said, it's the first year that Waikele has hosted this tournament, and it's normally at Hawakale Country Club or Wailai, where they have the Sony Open tournament. Those two, like I said, those 2 places, par, I think John Hearn, he's a local pro here. He shot, I think 69 or 68 or 70 at Hawakale one year to win the qualifier. But normally somewhere around par will either win it or get you into a playoff. Waikele, I believe somebody is probably going to be under par to win that because Waikele is not as tough as Hawakale, and Wailai is not as tough as Hawakale, but I think somebody's going to end up shooting under par to win that tournament and win that qualifier, So it also, in this tournament, you will get points for Senior Player of the Year. So I know when I checked last, I think I was like in 12th place or something like that. I was in 7th. I think I dropped down to 12th place in the points because I didn't score any or very many points in the last tournament that we played where you could get points. So I got some work to do. I need to finish high in this tournament. And it was odd that there was a couple of the guys that normally play in these tournaments. I didn't see their name in the qualifier, in the tee times, the pairings. So hopefully I can move up a little bit on the list and into that tournament. Like I also said, we had a VGA tournament on Saturday at Eva Beach. That tournament I was doing pretty well. Not great, but I was tied for the lead with only 3 holes left and, or 2 holes left. And I end up going bogey to lose, come in second. So that was not very, very good. It's kind of, and that's another thing when you're playing in a tournament, and we were using Golf Genius, which is live scoring, so you can see where you're at on the leaderboard compared to other people. Sometimes that's a good thing, and sometimes that's a bad thing. I know when I caddied for my buddy Al Zimmerman, he didn't want to look at the scoreboard, and he would tell me, don't let me look at the scoreboard. Tell me not to look at the scoreboard. And sometimes I think that is best, because just go out and play golf. It doesn't matter where anybody else is at. You just go play your game. And I think looking at the leaderboard on Saturday as to where I was at and what I needed to do, we were both tied. I think we were both tied at like 5 over. Yeah, I think it was 5 or 6 over. And I knew I had to make birdie to finish, because he was done. He was in the clubhouse. I knew I had to make birdie to end up winning somewhere along the line. And there was one par 5 left, hole number 17. There was one par 5 left, and I can birdie that hole. And I hit my drive a little right and in the rough. I hit my second shot down, and I had 120 in, and I hit my pitching wedge. I had 125 in. I hit a pitching wedge, and it hit just short of the pin. But if you know that hole 17, it kind of slopes. If the pin is in the back, it'll slope down. The green kind of runs down a little bit, and my ball did not stay on the green. It rolled off and rolled into the rough a little bit. So knowing I had to have par or a birdie, I chipped up to try to make it, and it almost went in. It kind of lipped out of the hole, but it went past the hole. And I probably had like a 4-footer coming back, and I missed the putt and made bogey. And then, I have to make eagle now to win, or birdie to get back into a tie on 18. And I ended up bogeying 18 also. So sometimes I think it's better that you don't, and I'm going to try to do that, is try not to look at the leaderboard when we're playing, and just play my game, and then find out what happens at the end. I mean, you could argue it either way, I think, because I kind of want to know where I'm at, because I know, okay, this is what I got to do. I got to make birdie here. But it also can put some additional pressure or stress on you, knowing that you have to make birdie, that you can mess up. So I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. Let me know how you think or feel about that, wanting to know where you stand in a tournament, or if you just want to play your game and let the chips fall where they may. Anyhow, let's take a short break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Let's get into some PGA news. A couple of weeks ago, April 28th through May 1st, we had the Mexico Open at Vedanta. This is the first year that tournament was played there. Jon Rahm was predicted to win that tournament, and sure enough, he ended up shooting a 69 on Sunday, which put him at 17 under for the tournament, and ended up winning by 1 stroke over a few different players: Brandon Wu, Tony Finau, and Kurt Kitayama. They all finished at 16 under, and Rahm ends up winning the tournament. They said that, I believe in the power rankings, that it was Rahm was predicted number 1 to win that tournament. So it looks like they got that one right. Rahm had this was his 7th win on the PGA Tour, and so congrats to John on his win. This past weekend we had the Wells Fargo Championship. Max Homa was your winner, shooting 8 under and winning by 2 shots over Matt Fitzpatrick, Cameron Young, and Keegan Bradley. They all shot 6 under. This was Max's 4th win overall, in his 3rd in 15 months. Max had a podcast. He was doing a podcast, and quit his podcast and started playing more tournament golf. And this was his second win since quitting his podcast. So looks like he made a good decision. Maybe I should quit my podcast and maybe I'll start winning tournaments. But, congrats to Max on winning the tournament. The next up is the Byron Nelson, which is going to be held in Texas. Your defending champion that tournament is K.H. Lee. And the power rankings, listed number 1, our man Scotty Scheffler. That guy has been on fire. He's won a lot of times this year. Number 2, Justin Thomas. He always seems to be in the mix in these power rankings. And your third place, Will Zalatoris. He is predicted third in the top 3 for winning this tournament. So good luck to those guys, the Byron Nelson this week. Let's take another short break, and we'll be right back. After releasing a song every single week last year, Corey Gossett is dropping an album that sums up everything you may have missed. Boy Meets World is available on February 4th. Until then, go listen to the new album from C Money Baby, Don't Forget the Baby, which includes features from Ohio's best upcoming artists Doobie and Yellow Pain. In 2022, Smart Boy Studios is leveling up their merch game. The new store, shop.smartboystudios.com, has some new products and designs. They will be dropping new designs and items every season this year. Follow at Smart Boy Studios on social media to participate in monthly merch giveaways and visit the website to get your merch now. As always, head to www.smartboystudios.com to stay up to date on new music, new videos, new merch, and any upcoming events. All right, welcome back, everybody. Corn Ferry Tour, Brent Grant watch. And this is where I kind of preface this at the beginning with some great news. They had the Huntsville Championship, April 28th to May 1st. Harrison Endicott was your winner. He shot 16 under and won by 5 shots over Ben Taylor. Brent played in that tournament. He actually made the cut and shot even par to finish tied for 48th. He shot 66, 69, 75, and 70, so that was a good tournament for Brent. Made the cut, had a couple rounds in the 60s, and the 175 kind of hurt him a little bit, but he turned it back around, shot 70, and finished tied for 48th, so congrats to Brent on that. The next tournament they had after that was the Simmons Bank Open for the Snedeker Foundation. That was held May 5th through the 8th, just finished this past weekend. And your winner, and hopefully his first of many to come, Brent Grant, shooting 16 under and winning by 1 shot over Kevin Yu. Man, we have been waiting for this. We've been waiting for this moment. We have been waiting for this moment for Brent Grant to win his first tournament. All right. Congrats, Brent. Great job. What a tournament. All 4 rounds in the 60s. First day he shot 69, 65, 69, and 69. And what's even better news is this win shot Brent up to 12th place in the standings. And we all know the top 25 get their PGA Tour cards at the end of the year when they finish in the top 25. So, with that win, Brent gets up to 12th. He continues to play well, finishing in the say 10th place and up in these tournaments coming up. He could maintain that top 25 finish for the year and get his PGA Tour card win. And I know he had to be stoked, man. To work as hard as he has done and to put the time and the effort. And I know at one time he had hurt his wrist and was actually thinking about quitting golf. And he stuck through it, went through rehab therapy, and got better and stronger. And now he's playing with completely no pain. And it just makes me so glad, so happy that he got his first win. So congrats to Brent. Keep it up. We're going to be still rooting for you back here. I know you got more in you, and I know based on the way you play and the type of person you are and the work ethic that you have, that there's no doubt you'll be on the PGA Tour before you know it. And I truly believe that's going to happen someday. So hopefully it'll happen after this year. But next up on the Korn Ferry Tour, you got the Knoxville Open. Brent is in the field, and Grayson Sigg is your defending champion. So good luck to Brent in this tournament. Let's get another win. That would be awesome, back-to-back wins. Or at least let's get in the top 10 and keep that ranking up in the within the 25 so that we can, like I said, we can get to the PGA Tour. All right, if you guys got any questions, any topics you want me to discuss, please shoot me an email at merceplace808@gmail.com, and we'll talk about those or get those on the air. Thank you guys for listening and supporting the podcast. I really do appreciate all your support. If you'd like to support the podcast, there's a link that you could click on to do that. And if you guys, like I said, have something you want to talk about or want me to discuss, please shoot me an email at merceplace808@gmail.com, and we'll get that on the air and talk about it. Hopefully I do well in this qualifier on Monday. If I don't win it, hopefully I finish high enough to get me some points to move me up on the leaderboard for the points rankings. So if you guys are playing golf, hit them straight, hit them long, but don't hit them very often. Aloha, everybody.